Hello and welcome to another video tutorial on my channel. On this video I will show you how to crochet this super cute sea turtle. The tutorial is easy and good for beginners too. Please don't forget to subscribe and feel free to check my channel for many more free tutorials. The materials that you will need to make this sea turtle are plush yarn. Any will work. I'm using 120 meters for 100 grams. And I'm going to use for this tutorial this cream color and this red color instead of this light blue color. So if you want to make this one, just use a light blue. I'm going to use this red one. You will need a 4mm crochet hook, pair of scissors, needle, stitch marker, and 10mm safety eyes. You will also need stuffing and a piece of black thread or thin yarn will work also. So the stitches that you will need to know is how to make a magic ring, single crochet, increase, decrease, slip stitch, back loop only, front loop only, and double crochet. If you don't know any of those stitches, feel free to check the box down below for a tutorial. So now we're going to start with the shell. So if you're using pale blue color, just use it now, and I'm going to start with the red one. So to start, we're going to make a magic ring. I will show you once how to do it, the easiest way that I find it. So you take your yarn, you're doing a circle like that. You take this end tail and you bring it through the circle. That's how it looks like for now. You turn it around and you wrap the yarn on your hand. Now you take it to your other hand and hold this part with both yarns together like that. Now you take your crochet hook and you bring it through the circle. You yarn over or yarn under. I'm going to yarn under all the tutorial, so you yarn over. Go through the circle, you have one loop on your hook. Now you yarn over and go through this loop. So here is our magic ring. And now for row 1 we're going to make 6 single crochets into the magic circle. So you take your hook through the magic circle, yarn under or yarn over, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and go through 2 loops. So that's a single crochet. We're going to make 6 of those. So again, that's 2. That's 3. Four single crochets, 2 more. That's 5 and 6. Now you take this end and you're going to pull like that. So we finished row 1 and we have 6 single crochet. Okay, so we finished row 1 and we have 6 stitches around. Now you want to take your stitch marker and put it into the last stitch that you made. This one. For row number 2, we're going to make 6 increases. So you go into the first stitch here. If you don't know where is the first stitch of the row, you can count from the back. You see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you go into this 6th stitch, which is the first, and you're going to make an increase. Increase means 2 single crochets into the same stitch. So that's 1. And now you're going to make another single crochet into the same stitch. That's 2. So that's an increase. You go into the next stitch and you're going to make an increase. So that's 1 and another single crochet into the same stitch. We made 2 increases for now. Next stitch, make an increase. That's 3. Next stitch, make an increase. That's 4. Next stitch, make an increase. That's 5. And now we go to the stitch with the stitch marker, which means we are at the last stitch. So you take out your stitch marker and you're going to do on the last stitch another increase. Okay. So now we finished row 2 and we have 12 stitches around. Take your stitch marker and put it into the last stitch that you made. This one. Now for row 3, we're going to do single crochet into the first stitch and then an increase into the next stitch for a total 6 times until we get to the stitch marker. So let's do together twice and then you keep going until you finish the row. So into the first stitch, make a single crochet. Into the next stitch, make an increase. 1 and 2 in the same stitch. So you made it 1 time. Let's do it 1 more time together. So single crochet into the next stitch and then increase into the next stitch. So we've done it twice. Now you keep going all the way around until you get to the stitch marker. Just do single crochet in the next, increase in the next, single crochet in the next, increase in the next. I will meet you here before I finish the row. I'm about to finish the row. I'm on the last stitch here with the stitch marker, so I take it off and make sure you finish with an increase into your last stitch. So we finished row 3 and we have 18 stitches around. Now you take your stitch marker and put it into the last stitch that we made. For row 4, we're going to start with an increase on the first stitch, then a single crochet in the second stitch and a single crochet in the third stitch. for total 6 times until we get to the stitch marker. So let's do it twice together. First stitch, you're going to make an increase. Next stitch, a single crochet. And the next stitch, a single crochet. So that's one time. Let's do it one more time together. Next stitch is an increase. Next stitch is a single crochet. And next stitch is a single crochet. So you've done it twice. Now you keep going until you finish the row, until you get to the stitch marker. Just do increase, single crochet all the way around. I will meet you before I finish the row. I'm about to finish the row. I'm on the last stitch. Take out the stitch marker and make sure you finish with a single crochet. So at the end of row 4, we have 24 stitches around. Take your stitch marker and put it into the last stitch that we made. For row number 5, we're going to make single crochet on the first stitch, single crochet on the second stitch, single crochet on the third stitch, and an increase into the fourth stitch. We're going to repeat it for total 6 times until we get to the stitch marker. So let's do it twice together. So single crochet on the first stitch, single crochet in the second stitch, single crochet in the third stitch, and an increase into the fourth stitch. So we've done it one time. Let's do it one more time together. Single crochet on the first stitch, single crochet on the second stitch, single crochet on the third stitch, and an increase into the fourth stitch. So we've done it twice. Now you continue until the end of the row. Just do single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, increase all the way around. I will meet you before I finish the row. I'm about to finish the row. I'm on the last stitch, so I take out the stitch marker and make sure you finish with an increase into the last stitch. So now we finished row 5 and we have 30 stitches around. Take your stitch marker and put it back into the last stitch that you made. Now we want to do 4 more rows of 30 single crochets, which means we finished doing increases. And now we're going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch around for total 4 rows. So let's do together 1 row and then you keep going and do 3 more rows together. So we're going to make single crochet into the first stitch, single crochet into the next 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 stitch. Just repeat that all the way until you get to the stitch marker. Just 1 single crochet in each stitch around. We're about to finish the row. Okay, last stitch, take out the stitch marker and make a single crochet into this last stitch. So we finished row 6 and we have again 30 single crochets around. Take back your stitch marker into the last stitch that you made, and now you go and make 3 more rows of 30 single crochets, which means 3 more rows of 1 single crochet in each stitch around. I will meet you before I finish the last row. Okay, I'm about to finish the last row. So, last stitch you take out the stitch marker and finish with a single crochet. So now we finished 9 rows. For row number 10, first you take in your stitch marker to the last stitch that we made. Now for row 10, we're going to use the front loop only. I will show you. In each stitch you have 2 loops, front loop and the back loop. To go to the front loop only, you take your hook between those loops. And that's the front loop. So we are going to work only on the front loop of each stitch of the next row. So what we're going to do is increase double crochet in each stitch around. I will show you how we do it. First you yarn over, you take the front loop only of the next stitch, yarn under or yarn over, whatever is easiest for you. Now we have 3 loops on the hook. You yarn over and go through 2. You yarn over and go through 2. So that's 1 double crochet. We're going to do 1 more double crochet into the same stitch. Don't forget to use only the front loop. So you yarn over, go into the front loop only of the same stitch, yarn under, go through the loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. So that's an increase double crochet. What we are doing now is this around the shell. So now you're going to go into the front loop only of the next stitch. You yarn over, take the front loop only, yarn under, go through the loop. We have 3 loops, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Now we're going to do another double crochet into the same stitch. Front loop only, don't forget. And we made another decrease. You continue this way all the way around until you get to the stitch marker. Let's do a few more together. So you yarn over, front loop only of the next stitch, yarn under, go through, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. For the increase, we're going to go back into the same stitch. So you yarn over, front loop only of the same stitch, yarn under, go through, yarn under, go through 2 loops, yarn over, go through 2 loops. So we made now 3 increases. Let's do one more time together. So you yarn over, front loop only of the next stitch, yarn under, go through, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Now you go into the front loop only of the same stitch, so yarn over, front loop only of the same stitch, yarn under, go through, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. So that's another increase. So you keep going using front loop only, making double crochet increases in each stitch around, and I will meet you here before I finish the row. I'm about to finish the row. Left for me this last stitch here, so I take out the stitch marker and making an double crochet increase into the front loop only. And now I'm going to slip stitch into the first stitch here. This one is the first stitch. Just make a slip stitch. I will show you how to do it slowly. So you take your hook into the stitch, you yarn under, go through the stitch, add straight into the loop that's on your hook, like that. Now you're going to chain 1 and cut the yarn. You don't need to leave tail, just like that is enough. Now you pull tight. So that's how it looks like for now. We made this part, the pale blue. So we finished with this color. Now we're going to put it aside, and you're going to take your cream color and we're going to work on the head. So you take the yarn and you're going to start with a magic ring. Okay, and now for row number 1, we're going to make 6 single crochets. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now you take this tail and pull. So we finished row 1 and we have 6 stitches around. Take your stitch marker and put it into the last stitch that we made. Here. For row 2, we're going to make 6 increases. So you go into the first stitch. Again, if you don't know where is your first stitch, you count from the back. Don't include the loop that's on your hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you go into the 6th stitch and you're going to make an increase, which means 2 single crochets into the same stitch. So again into this first stitch, another single crochet. So that's one increase. Into the next stitch, make an increase. We've done it twice. Next stitch, increase. That's 3 times. Next stitch, increase. That's 4. Next stitch, increase. That's 5. And last stitch, take out the stitch marker and just make an increase into this last stitch. Now you can pull the yarn like that. So at the end of row 2 we have 12 stitches around. Now take your stitch marker and put it into the last stitch that you made. Okay. For row number 3 we're going to make single crochet into the first stitch and then an increase into the second stitch for total 6 times until we get to the stitch marker. So let's do it twice together. Single crochet into the first stitch, increase into the next stitch. Single crochet, that's one time. Let's do it one more time together. Single crochet in the next stitch and then increase into the next stitch. So that's twice. You keep going all the way around. Single crochet increase until you get to the stitch marker, and I will meet you before I finish the row. I'm about to finish the row. For last stitch you take out the stitch marker and make sure you finish with an increase into the last stitch. So we finished row 3 and we have 18 stitches around. Take your stitch marker and put it into the last stitch that you made. For row number 4, we're going to start with an increase into the first stitch, single crochet into the second stitch, single crochet into the third stitch, for total 6 times until we get to the stitch marker. So let's do it twice together. Increase into the first stitch, single crochet into the second stitch, and a single crochet into the third stitch. So that's one time. Let's do it one more time together. Increase into the next stitch, single crochet into the next stitch, and single crochet into the next stitch. That's twice. So you keep going all the way around, increase, single crochet until you get to the stitch marker, and I will meet you before I finish the row. I'm about to finish the row. Last stitch, take out the stitch marker and make sure you finish with a single crochet. So we finished row 4 and we have 24 stitches around. Take your stitch marker and put it into the last stitch that you made. Now for row number 5, we're going to make 24 single crochets, which means 1 single crochet in each stitch around. Let's do a few together. So single crochet into the first stitch, single crochet into the next 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 stitch, just like that all the way until you get to the stitch marker. 1 single crochet in each stitch around, and I will meet you before I finish the row. I'm about to finish the row. For last stitch, you take out the stitch marker and make a single crochet. So we finished row 5 and we have 24 stitches around. Take your stitch marker and put it back into the last stitch that you made. For row number 6, we're going to start decreases. We're going to do single crochet on the first stitch, single crochet on the second stitch, and then a decrease. We're going to repeat it total 6 times until we get to the stitch marker. So let's do it twice together. So you do single crochet in the first stitch, single crochet in the second stitch, and now you're going to make a decrease. I will show you the regular way to do a decrease, and I will show you also how to make an invisible decrease, which gives it a better look, but it's harder to do, so make sure you do what is easy for you. So for a regular decrease, you take your hook into the next stitch, yarn under, go through. Now you go straight into the next stitch, yarn under, go through. And when you have 3 loops on the hook, you yarn over and go through all of them. So that's a regular decrease. That's also okay to do, but I will show you how to do invisible decrease. So you go to the front loop only of the next stitch, straight into the front loop only of the next stitch. Now you yarn under and go through 2. You yarn over and you go through 2. That's an invisible decrease. So choose whichever one you want and keep going with that. So we did 1 time, single crochet and decrease. Let's do it 1 more time together. So single crochet into the next stitch, single crochet into the next stitch, and a decrease. I'm going to use the invisible way. Okay, so you've done it twice. I will show you 1 more time together how we do it. So single crochet in the next stitch, single crochet in the next stitch, and a decrease. Okay, so you've done it 3 times. You keep going and do it all the way around until you get to the stitch marker. Just do single crochet, decrease, and I will meet you before I finish the row. I'm about to finish the row. What's left for me is only the last decrease. So for the last decrease, you must take out the stitch marker and make the decrease. Okay, so now we finished row 6 and we have 18 stitches around. Take your stitch marker and put it back into the last stitch that you made. Now for row number 7, we're going to make single crochet into the first stitch and then a decrease. We're going to repeat it for total 6 times until we get to the stitch marker. So let's do it twice together. Single on the first stitch and a decrease. So that time, let's do it 1 more time together. Single crochet in the next stitch and a decrease. That's twice. So you keep going all the way around, single crochet, decrease, until you get to the stitch marker, and I will meet you before I finish the row. I'm about to finish the row. What's left for me is only the decrease, so you take out the stitch marker and make sure you finish with the decrease. Okay, so we finished row number 7 and we have 12 stitches around. Now we're going to set the safety eyes. So you pull like that and take your hook out. Now bring your safety eyes and you're going to put them between rows 2 and 3. So here is the beginning of the scale. So that's the circle, that's row 1, that's row 2, and that's row 3. So you're going to put them between rows 2 and 3. So here, you take your second eye and you count, that's 1, 2, and 3. So you're going to put it here, like that. Now you take the plastic washers and close it from the inside. That's 1. And the second one. Okay. So here are our eyes. Once we finished with the safety eyes, you go back and we are going to continue. For row number 8, don't forget to put the stitch marker into the last stitch. And now for row number 8, we're going to make 12 single crochets, which means 1 single crochet in each stitch around until you get to the stitch marker. So let's do it together. First stitch, make a single crochet. Next stitch, single crochet. Next stitch, make a single crochet. Just keep doing that the way around. Okay, we go to the last stitch here with the stitch marker. You take it out and finish with a single crochet. Now we're going to finish off. So you're going to slip stitch into the next stitch. I will show you slowly. You hook into the next stitch. You yarn under. Go through the stitch and straight into the loop that's on your hook, like that. Now you're going to chain 1 and cut the yarn. Make sure you leave to sew it to the body. So ultimately that much will be enough. Now you want to pull and take your yarn out from the loop and pull tight. Now we're going to put some stuffing into the head. A little bit more. Make sure you stuff firmly. Just don't overstuff so there won't be holes in your head. So like that is enough. So here's the head. Later we're going to sew it to here, but now we are going to continue with this shell and continue with the body. Okay, so now we're going to continue